Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to yet another exciting episode of the Beyond 10x Trading Show. I am your humble host, Muna, and today we have some exciting material to go through because we are going to be looking at the usual suspects, Alice, and we're also going to take a look at Chiliz, FTT, XRP as well, plus some more other cryptocurrencies. We're also going to take a look at the Bitcoin dominance because we need to find out exactly what is happening. So basically today has been a very emotional roller coaster type of situation where we had the prices kind of dip, especially when it comes to Alice. Take a look at what Alice did a few hours ago. So we had this nasty dump all the way from around $19, and we dropped by about $3. We went as low as $16.34, and I'm sure a lot of you were probably shaken out. And right about now we are in this particular territory where anything can happen, and usually when this move happens, right, there is obviously a continuation towards the downside before we get that reversal. So this is one of the reasons why I'm like, okay, what the hell is happening here? Are we having like a shift in momentum? And if we take a look at the 3 days, right, the 3 days is not even that convincing because we have about 4 more hours in order for us to like complete this particular trading candle. So this is one of the reasons why, if we need to have that continuation, right, we need to have at least some bullish momentum coming through like in the next 3 to about 4 days. So if this is going to keep up, then we'll have to reevaluate. But so far I'm not really liking the action of this particular trading action, but we could be in early stages, so we could still have a situation where we have similar type of action, but this didn't really take long. So if we flip over to the day, right, this is something that has been dragging on for like a little bit of a time. So we obviously need to sort of have some decisive bulls coming through. But on a positive note, we are having this particular structure that hasn't been broken. So far we haven't broken this particular structure right over here. So if we start closing below $15, if we start closing like that, then it is obviously going to be very, very crucial and very it's going to like give us a heads up with regards to what is going to happen. However, in my previous episode, right, I did mention the fact that we have worst case scenario going to about $13. So remember what I told you, right? I told you about always keeping the worst case scenario. So this is one of the reasons why you guys are obviously getting to experience everything as we go on trading, and you are actually getting much more practical experience as opposed to theory. So this is one of the reasons why I always keep on giving you the worst case scenario. So my absolute worst case scenario is going down to about $13. However, in the previous episode I did tell you that we are obviously going to drop between 16 to about 15 dollars, and this is where we sort of ended up dropping. So if you did buy the bottom here, right, you would have had an instantaneous profitable trade if you did get to purchase this particular dump right over here. So at this particular moment, right, I really think we need to have like some bulls. So you know my theory, you guys already know my philosophy. Do not fight the momentum. Do not fight the momentum. So this is a bearish flag right over here, and I reckon we are going to have like a continuation towards the downside and then have a reversal. So at this particular moment, I'm not going to fight the bears, and I'm just going to let them do their own thing. However, I would rather wait for the price to sort of if the bulls are going to defend, because there's always like another alternative story where the bulls kind of take over. In this particular case, right, I would rather get back into the trade once we start trading above this particular threshold, because this is where we fell off of a cliff from. So we need to sort of go back to that particular area, regain this amount of lost territory. So if I were to jump back in, I'd rather take these trades when we start decisively closing above that particular area. But we are still technically in a very bullish market. If you look at the 3-day, the 1 week as well. So let's also take a look at the 1 week time frame as well. So the 1 week still looks very good on the 1 week time frame, right? This is absolutely a small correction on the 1 week. So the 1 week is very, very bullish, because sometimes you shouldn't really get lost. So you shouldn't get lost in the sauce. Okay, always keep these time frames in mind, because when you have your time frames, they're going to like keep you grounded, and they're not really going to like help you create that extreme bias, if you know what I mean. So right now the game still remains the same. Buy the bottom, buy the dips, and do what you have to do, but you remember, do not fight the momentum. So just like I told you, right, I expect like a little bit of a downside, because we could have a potential scenario where the price kind of retests this particular level, or we could even end up going to around 15. So let's use a basic trick. This is a basic trick that you can use to sort of come up with your targets, your trade targets. So if we flip over to, let's see, the 12-hour, what are we getting from here? We're getting that particular structure, right? And if we flip over to the 4-hour, what are we getting? So let's just use this particular trading data that we are having. So based on this, if we just use the simple Fibonacci retracement, we grab that, we put it here. This is obviously going to lead us to some more lower gains, and right now, as you can see. But on the contrary, like, this really happened so fast, and based on this Fibonacci technique that I usually use, right? So let me just adjust it to this particular level. We already hit the buy zone, which is here. If we sort of use this particular trick, and if we do that right at this particular moment, we are beginning to sort of we're beginning to sort of find some resistance around this particular area, okay, because we were using it as support. So we need to have a situation where the price starts trading above $18.37. Okay, so based on this particular structure, right, it happens so fast. Usually what happens is before it breaks down and goes to the buy zone level, which is between the 0.8 and the 0.5% fib level, right, it usually does this particular structure where it drops and then pushes up, then sort of gets rejected here, then eventually drop into the buy zone. This is what it usually does, but this time around it just sort of dropped into the buy zone, okay, and then sort of had the reversal. So using this simple Fibonacci trick, right, technically we already went into the buy zone. So this is why we obviously had this amazing sort of reversal right over there. But due to the fact that this happened like in a very short period of time, it's hard to tell whether we are like legitimately going to end up pushing towards the upside, because it just happened so fast, because Bitcoin had a drop. And I'll explain what Bitcoin did a little bit later, so that you guys can have a better perspective. So let's use another Fibonacci trick. So let's use the trend based Fibonacci. So let's go back to the 4-hour, and we just use this particular small structure like that and extend it. Okay, so based on this trend based Fibonacci, right, our buy zone is right over here. This is our buy zone based on this particular Fibonacci level. So let's also go to the 12-hour. We try and find some sort of confluence and some sort of previous trading data. So I would rather take this particular area because this is where we had some sort of trading action. So let me flip over to green to signify the the support. And then we also have this particular structure right over here. And yeah, so to me, I would rather concentrate on this particular area, $15.96 all the way down to around $14.30. So if we're going to have like a major sort of bearishness type of environment, then these could be like some good areas of value as well. However, let's flip over to the 4 hours and try and find out why we ended up bouncing right over here. So the reason why we ended up bouncing over here is because we probably we're using this particular structure, previous support turns into resistance and all that good stuff. So if you look at this particular week, right, once we kind of dropped before the pump, this is where we obviously sort of grabbed the liquidity. And you guys already know that I always talk about finding areas of value and getting to find where the liquidity is and where most of the big players came in, because like a chart is an imprint of how the market makers are sort of playing. So what you have to do is you have to look at where the trades that really caused a shift in the market occurred, if you know what I mean. So basically, like these particular areas and this particular area, because we had this particular dump, right, and then the market makers kind of defended, pushed up on the first little wave pump. The price had to get down, pushed by the bears, and then the bulls, aka the market makers, influenced this particular trade structure. So this is one of the reasons why we obviously went as low as this particular area, because it is a significant area of value and there is confluence right there. So there are people who are specifically defending this particular area. So in order for the price to continue going down, right, the people who bought here have to let go of their coins. Of course, maybe they did offload right over there, then we had that, they could have offloaded there as well. But these areas are very important because they kind of help us see where the blueprint is and which areas we can target and just sort of get to look at and look out for, if you know what I mean. So these are the tips and tricks that you guys can get to learn. Hopefully you got to learn something about that particular trick. So yeah, expect some little bit of lower prices unless we're flexible. Trading is all about flexibility. You shouldn't be rigid and just thinking about a specific target. Whatever the markets do, we can always adjust and play accordingly, if you know what I mean. So at this particular moment, let's just wait for this move to kind of come to an exhaustion, and whatever is going to happen, then we're going to pick it up from there. So be very careful. Be very careful as far as Alice is concerned, because you don't want to be sort of stuck. And remember, the worst case scenario is the price of Alice dropping to about $13. So $13 is a very long way from here. So just do what you have to do. But of course, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Whatever you do, please do your own due diligence. So I really hope you got my little breakdown of this particular structure. Okay, so if I'm going to reconsider the bulls, right, I'm going to want to see the prices trade above this particular cluster of trades. I want to see like a daily close above this particular threshold, above $18.50 or something. So that is going to reinforce the bulls. So at this particular moment, if you look at the daily structure, hold on, let's look at the daily structure as far as Alice is concerned. So the daily structure is doing the same bearish flag type of situation. However, we're still holding this particular level, so we could end up dropping to this area of value as well. We could end up weakening there. So it's just going to be very brief and precise, and then we could have the continuation towards the upside. So we'll see what's going to happen as far as other markets are concerned, right? So let's take a look at BTC, because because sometimes we might get lost in the sauce with just analyzing Alice. So I hope you guys remember what we talked about last last live stream, right? We talked about Bitcoin potentially going to 52,800 all the way up to above 54,000, 53,000 ish level. So basically we are in transit to this particular destination. As you can see, every time the price of Bitcoin sort of drops, it's always getting bought back up like really quick. So basically what happened today, a few hours ago, so let me just show you on the chart right over here. A few hours ago, we had that crazy, you know, a little bit of a drop which happened right over here. We dropped as low as 51,000 US dollars. Okay, so we pumped to about 52,229, and then we kind of experienced that drop. So this is just a way that the market makers get to, you know, flush and correct the system, because there are people who are using high leverage, and you know, these exchanges need to make money, because when people are longing and everybody is longing, somebody has to lose, right? So this is one of the reasons why you should never ever use high leverage, because there's going to be those flash crash where the price is sort of drops and then has like a dramatic reversal. So the people who were stopped out of their trades, they're like, why the hell did I get stopped out of my trade? And the price ended up reversing, and what's going to happen is we're going to have another breakdown like that. So basically, I expect the prices to kind of relax a little bit. Bitcoin could equally drop down as well. So at this particular moment, right, since we are sort of having this very volatile market condition, and I believe we're going to have like some more price correction in a little bit of hours from here. If that happens, then altcoins are also going to drop as well. So this is one of the reasons why Alice and everything is also going to end up dropping. So this is why you have to be very careful. So this particular market structure right over here, this was just a stop loss hunt and a market shakeout. Okay, of course we could have a situation where the price could pump, but at this particular moment I really believe tomorrow we're going to have like a sluggish day. We're going to have like some sort of bearishness, and then we're going to resume probably on Thursday is going to be very positive and very bullish. So yeah, just be careful. You can always save a little bit of money and then get back in. So Tony Black says, I was thinking if the dropping you mentioned is now, just confused at the moment. Well, Tony, I hope you understood from my little breakdown. So Katembo Dixon says, I think we might go to $15. I agree. Market Cipher has red dot on the daily. So yeah, Market Cipher is by CryptoFace. Yeah, so we could have some little bit of a breakdown in the next coming few hours. So Andre says, invest in Solana. It is a better investment. Yep, it is a better investment until Bitcoin drops. Everything is a good investment until Bitcoin drops. So remember, guys, our destination is 52,800 and above. Everything above that particular threshold is an added bonus for us, because we have to be concluding our trades. Due to the fact that the price did pump to about 52,200, which is quite close to our target destination, because we're looking for 52,800 and above to conclude and close our trades. But we are pretty damn close. We're pretty close to this particular area. So expecting like some crazy volatility wouldn't be a bad idea. And everything has been pumping like crazy, guys. Everything has been pumping like crazy. We've been getting blessed like left and right. So if we had like some more correction, like even if we had to have like a turnaround around this particular area, I wouldn't be mad and pissed off. Okay, so we just have like a little bit of juice left in the tank. Okay, so don't really get too comfortable because we might have like a turnaround. So what can we decide, or rather what can we decipher from this particular trading structure? So first of all, I really hate working with weekend data. Okay, so when you're trading BTC, now this is another nugget that you guys have to like use. Okay, so oh man, you guys are getting a lot of information, and I really like the fact that not a lot of people are watching my YouTube videos right now. I only have like the best of the best, the consistent subscribers. So to all my consistent subscribers, I'm going to be giving you a lot of good information. So be very proud that we don't have a lot of people watching, because this is valuable information. So what you need to do is you need to avoid weekend data. Weekend data is probably Saturday, Sunday, because there's less liquidity. So when there's less liquidity in the market, it's very easy to like easily manipulate it. If you go like, I don't know, like 150 million US dollars or something, I don't know, 150 million to about 300 million US dollars worth of capital to sort of put in Bitstamp, Coinbase, Binance, and that stuff. So you can easily manipulate and sort of artificially show people what they want to see. Okay, so you can get away with a lot of stuff. So basically, in order for you to have like a very objective perspective, always use the chart without the weekend data, without Saturday and Sunday. And fortunately, we can have we've got access to the BTC CME futures. So add this to your watch list. So I really hope you like that. So get to analyze using two different separate charts. You've got the regular one that has got weekend data included, and then you also have the traditional sort of professional chart of BTC, because if you look at it, it shows you like a bigger picture, if you know what I mean. This is where all the people who are very influential, aka the what do you call this, institutional money, this is where the institutional money is. So you need to sort of look at what they're looking at, if you know what I mean. So looking at the regular chart could be very it can give you analysis paralysis. Okay, so just use the weekend, the chart without the weekend data. This is the one with the CME futures. So if we take a look at this, right, it is clear to see that we are most likely going to pump towards this destination, because this is a structure which is very common. Like this particular structure is very common in BTC, and then we have that particular breakdown. We do it like quite a number of times, a lot of times. Okay, we also did it right over here. This is the same structure right over there. Okay, so we usually have this particular structure where we try to sort of get the liquidity and get rejected by that particular dojis, or rather these particular dojis right over here. So there is a high probability that we could end up pushing towards 56. That's absolutely possible, because at this particular moment we have infiltrated this particular territory, so it is showing us that there's a lot of strength in the markets. However, we do have this particular level of influence, which is around this particular level. So ironically speaking, right, this is one of the reasons why I'm picking this particular area, because this was like heavy support. So I really believe it should be able to like give us like a lot of trouble, if you know what I mean. And yeah, so this is why I really believe that anytime from now, we could have like one more pump, one more tiny little bit of a pump, and then kind of drop, and then perhaps later push and try to go to that particular level, and then create this structure, then boom, go to about 52. So that is an absolute possibility as well. So based on the weekly trading data minus the weekend data, right, so let's take a look at this as well. We are having just a little bit of a bearish sort of outlook on the markets, especially in the past 12 hours. Okay, because we are having this bearish engulfing candle. So this is one of the reasons why I believe we are going to see a little bit of more, just a little bit of bearishness. It's okay to have a little bit of bearishness, and moreover, we do have this sort of CME gap which got filled. Did it get filled? It didn't really entirely get filled. Okay, so the CME gap goes all the way down to around 50,720. So we could have this particular situation where we get to sort of entirely fill this particular CME gap. So right now it is incomplete, okay? The CME gap hasn't been completely filled, if you know what I mean. So we have some potential, you know, to still drop to that particular level. And yeah, based on this particular structure, right, we could end up testing this liquidity right over here, which is absolutely going to be very good for us. And you know, we could also end up pushing towards you know, these liquidity levels as well. So I'm expecting some bearishness in the next coming few hours, most likely tomorrow, but not really extreme bearishness, okay? Because we still need to push up. So extreme bearishness, not really right now. The bearishness is going to subside probably like in the next 12 to about, you know, 24 hours. 48 hours is going to be extreme, and it's going to be like you know, max you know, pen that we're going to experience. So at this particular moment, I'm just, you know, going to chill and wait for the prices to get slightly lower. And due to the fact that the Bitcoin dominance is beginning to sort of recover, well, hold on, yeah, it's looking like it's about to have like a turnaround. You know, the Bitcoin dominance is beginning to sort of show some bullishness, and this is one of the reasons why you are seeing the altcoins sort of really get affected. Like once Bitcoin sneezes, the altcoins over exaggerate. This is one of the major indicators of the shift in the Bitcoin dominance. So at this particular moment, be extremely careful. This is one of the reasons why Alice had this dramatic drop. Like it did like a 10% drop. Like that was super crazy, you know, and totally uncalled for. So it's the Bitcoin dominance. Anyhow, let's look at some other markets as well. Because for example, FTM has been pumping, Phantom has been pumping. I know one of you guys who likes Phantom. I think that has to be Mwila. Yeah, Mwila loves Phantom, and it has done very well. Look at that, 19%. Like damn, I'm so pissed off at Alice at this particular moment. So we also have another one, FT token. So FT token just recently broke out, so this one has got like some more upside. FTT. So if you guys are looking for some coins to sort of trade, you know, look at these coins, add them to your watch list, and of course you have to find your entries. Remember what I told you, right? The essence and the reason why I have been giving you all these nuggets and all these, you know, trading perspectives is so that you can reciprocate and basically do what I do for yourself. So when it comes to these coins, they have pumped you know, a lot, because 18% is like a lot in a day, in 24 hours. So avoid jumping in immediately, but you can always you know, finesse an entry and sort of see where you can get in and just, you know, get your dues and, you know, exit as soon as possible, because the essence is trying to make at least 10% in a day. Because if you're trading and you make 10% in a day, right, by the end of the month you're going to have like a 4x on your portfolio. So let's say you have you know, you have 100,000 US dollars in your trading account, right? And every day you consistently make a 10%. So 10% of 100 you know, 100,000 US dollars is going to be like $10,000 per day. Okay, so if you do it consecutively and cumulatively in a month, right, and just making 10%, right? So today you make a 10%, you've got 110. Tomorrow you've got another 120. So if you consistently do this, right, by the end of the month you're going to have more than 400,000 US dollars. Did you think about that? So this is one of the reasons why you should just aim for a specific target. Okay, so don't really aim to get like a 70% or something. Just look at those little consistent gains. You know, today you make a 5%, tomorrow you make a 15%, just like that. Okay, of course you have to like separate your portfolio into different categories. Okay, you've got your long-term portfolio that you specifically get to purchase when the markets are down. So basically, if you bought about 3-4 months ago when the markets were very bearish, right, you could have said, okay, in my 100,000 US dollars, right, I'm going to invest 70% of it at this particular time because the markets are really down, you know. So that was like a safe investment because everything was down and we were at the bottom. That time Bitcoin was around 29,000. Yeah, those particular areas, right? So that money is absolutely safe. Then you're just, you know, working with the 30%, which is a 30,000 US dollars, and then try to like consistently be better. Try to make like a 10% every day. So 3,000 every day, 3,000 every day, and in about 1 month your 30,000 is going to be sort of 120,000. So you've got 120,000 plus your other, you know, 70,000, which has done very well as well, you know. So like that, you're going to be having the best of both worlds. You've got the trading account and the long-term account that is very strategic and very, you know, safe, because by the end of it all, right, you need to have like a strategy that really makes you sort of have a win-win situation, whether you're holding and whether you're trading. You're going to like equally do better, if you know what I mean. So these are the things that I really teach, and I'm just scratching the surface, you know. I'm just, you know, scratching the little bit of surface, which is like really at the peak of the iceberg, if I can put it that way. So you definitely need to sort of you know, get these consultations, because I really go deep into how you can really maximize, because a lot of you have got like a lot of money. People have got a lot of money, but they just don't know how to use it. You know, yeah, you make money, then you go back to square one. So there are strategies that can really make you sort of regardless of what happens, you're still going to be on top. You're still going to have a lot of money, and you're still going to even multiply your cryptocurrency portfolio as well. So anyway, if you're interested in those consultations, you already know what to do. I know Tony Black, we've been trying to, you know, do this, but I'm still waiting for your Telegram message, you know, because you kind of went quiet. So yeah, just let me know, and then I'm going to help you figure out everything. So what else can we talk about? So let's talk about Chiliz as well, because Chiliz is about to do very well. I remember a few weeks ago when we were at this particular level, right? When we were around this particular threshold before the breakout, right? Around this particular level, I did talk about Chiliz. So with this one, I expected to go and test the liquidity here. So this is the same structure that I was, you know, telling you with regards to Bitcoin. Okay, so this is the same, you know, structure. If I can use this regular one. Yeah, like that. So same structure. We're trying to go to this particular liquidity. So it always does that and then comes back down. Same structure with Chiliz, and you know, we have this liquidity. So basically it can pump all the way to about 55 all the way up, if you know what I mean. So there is absolutely more and more you know, room to grow, but you just have to find the right entry. Find your entries and your exits as well. So when it comes to finding your entries, you should always sort of use the triple screen method. Okay, so you use your time frame. If you're using the 3-day, the 1 day is going to be your okay, I'm not going to jump into this because this is going to like give you analysis paralysis. So let me just drop it, like let me just leave it there. So the other coin is FTX. I think we've already talked about this. Ooh, the other coin that I wanted to talk about is XRP, because I hear XRP is going to do a lot of good stuff. So do you guys have any XRP? Yeah, but on this one we have to look at it. So let's look at the overall picture of XRP. So this one I'm interested in trading it because it's been stagnant for a while, and finally it's making its move up. So while Alice is, you know, having temper tantrums and just, you know, making me feel like I'm wasting my time, I'm going to look for other coins that are like very, you know, volatile and very good. Oh, Solana is a good one as well, but I think it's coming to like an exhaustion at this particular moment. So we just recently broke out. Remember the structure that I was talking about, right? With regards to Holochain, right? So let me show it to you, because you know, just like I told you, once you keep on trading, you guys are going to be recognizing these structures everywhere. You're going to be like, I've seen this structure before and I know how it plays out. So let's look at Holochain. Yeah, this one right over here. It's the same structure. So if you take a look at Holochain, right, and look at the 90-day, yeah, Hold on. Yeah, look at that structure. Same situation with XRP. Let me flip over to the max. Same particular structure. So Holochain is also having like a pre-breakout moment at this particular moment. This thing is also going to, you know, blast off and go to some you know, crazier higher prices as well. So same structure everywhere. You know, so yeah, XRP, it finally broke out of this particular accumulative phase, so it's going to continue pushing towards the upside. So I really believe we could see potentially $1.60, $1.60, $1.70 XRP pretty soon. So yeah, it's already on its way to the top. So yeah, at this particular moment I wouldn't rush to jump in, so wait for a slight pullback. And due to the fact that we talked about BTC sort of slightly dropping down, right, then we're obviously going to be exposed to, you know, better prices, if you know what I mean. So this is one of the reasons why patience is key and it's very important. So we did establish the fact that BTC could experience a little bit of bearishness. So if that happens, there's going to be, you know, buying opportunities for altcoins. So that's all I had for you guys today. Woo! I really hope you were writing notes and you enjoyed every little bit of nugget that I kind of dropped. So I hope you've got your trading book and you're writing and jotting down all the notes, because humans, as humans, we usually tend to forget. So this is what I always talk about with one of my you know, trading partners. So yeah, big shout out to you, AJ. We're consistently re-evaluating on our progress, and we're always trying to learn from, you know, the mistakes that we made, and every time we're always finding like more and more mistakes. You know, so it's always about consistently reevaluating yourself and always writing it down, because when you write it down, right, by the end of it, oh, you're going to have like a trading bible, you're going to have your trading blueprint, because everybody's different, if you know what I mean. Everybody has got like a different schedule. Let's say, for example, the times when you are free, perhaps the markets are very inactive, so you have to figure out ways that really work for you. But if you've got like a basic overview, right, you're going to easily be able to like adapt and adjust. So this is one of the reasons why you guys should always be sort of having your trading notebook and just, you know, consistently adding the points and your guidelines and everything, so that you just don't jump, you just do not impulsively jump into the trade. Because what I usually do sometimes is I always have like these reflexes, right, that sort of, I don't know, I call them trading demons, you know, like I'm possessed by the charts, you know, whereby I just sort of just lose it, and I even forget to like check the things that I usually check. You know, before a plan takes off, right? The pilot always goes through like a list of things that he needs to like verify. Okay, that's what you're supposed to be doing before you even press the buy button. Before you put a limit order, right? Just like a pilot, you have to look at specific criteria, parameters that you really need to like verify and justify your trade. So sometimes I've got like these impulsive urges to sort of just jump into the market, you know. So I'm trying to work on that, and then hopefully I'm going to avoid these impulsive purchases, and hopefully I'll be able to like make much more you know, gains and all that stuff. So I want to hear your horror stories as far as trading is concerned, because I have like a lot of horror stories. Like I have a ton of stories that I can tell you just from, you know, a psychological perspective alone, you know, not even talking about, you know, the gains and that stuff, just from my emotions, my mentality, and just psychology altogether, you know, because I've got like a lot of stories. So tell me, what common mistakes have you realized have prevented you from having winning streaks, you know? So I also want you to work on your winning streaks. I want you to like only trade, let's say 5 times in a month or 10 times in a month. Pick a specific number, okay? And during this particular 10 times that you get to enter, exit, well, entering and exiting is going to be considered as one trade, because, you know, that's like completing the what you started. So entry and exit is considered as one trade. So in a month, make only, you know, 10 trades or 5 trades, because make sure you've got precision, okay? Don't go for a lot of trades. Go for precise trades. So try to like minimize the number of trades and try to maximize your revenue, your return on investment. So it's going to allow you to sort of wait for the best or the perfect setup, or rather the highest probable setup. So what I want you to do is I want you to increase your winning streaks but lessen the number of trades that you sort of take. So reduce your trade frequency and increase your winning streaks, if you know what I mean. So drop down in the comment, well, let me know your worst, most scary, most frustrating trading stories, like the stupidest mistakes that you ever made and what lessons you sort of found. And just, you know, tell me what you guys have been through, because I know you guys have been through a lot. I'm sure you've been scammed before. I'm sure you've sent to a wrong Bitcoin address, and I'm sure you've lost like a lot of money in those ways. So I really want to hear your stories, and you know, because I'm probably not the only one, because I've got like a lot of horror stories. So anyhow, that's all I had for you. It's been your boy Muna, aka Beyond 10x, and hopefully I will talk to you tomorrow. So as soon as something comes up, I'm going to let you know, and we're going to discuss. So the reason why you should be coming to my YouTube video is not to get buy and sell signals, because this is one of the biggest mistakes that a lot of people make. Don't come here to look for entries and exits. Come to get the blueprint. Okay, just get my perspective. Then using all the information that I'm giving you, draw your own conclusion. So today I saw you know, Dixon saying I think it's going to go to $15. Yes, that is the purpose of why I'm explaining all these things. I want you guys to like have your own you know, entries and exits, because you understand how the market moves. Okay, so do not come here to expect me to give you everything like on a silver plate. So just get the way that I think and the way that I trade, and then apply it to your own sort of set of rules. So in the future, we're going to have some you know, discussions via StreamYard or via Zoom with you, my subscribers, because by then you guys are going to be like absolute beasts, and I just want to build this community. So to all the people who've been very consistent watching me, you know, we can always just, you know, talk about the charts and just talk about the trades that you're doing. Yeah, that's all I have for you. Have a great time, be blessed, and enjoy the week. So